Hey, everybody's here. Welcome to another episode of Dead Air with your host, Brian Holtzman. Redban. Hello, Redban. How's it going? And, of course, Darren Carter's been nice enough to come and sit in with us today. And we should be streaming out live. And a lot of people get a hold of me. It goes out live now, and then it gets taken down later, and then it gets reproduced and then put up later. So have some patience. It's not like you have to go to work or anything. Thanks, Darren, for being here, and thanks for Bad Ashley. And got some items of interest today. Not too many. Most of the items of interest about the coronavirus, and we don't want to beat that horse. Beat a dead horse, I think, is the thing. Yeah, so everybody knows about that. And I want to talk about Tiger King. I think I failed to mention that at all. I did binge watch that one evening. And
a whole evening? You watched it a whole evening?
Well, it's 7 episodes, you know.
Yeah.
And it's just unbelievable.
That's right.
The van at the van that was left at the airport. Yeah. Oh, come on. Yeah. You know, and the guy had a lot of money. People with a lot of money don't kill themselves. You know, they don't.
So you don't think she killed him?
No, I think she did. I think she did. Rich people don't kill themselves unless they lose a fortune. But so I want to talk a little about the Tiger King. I want to talk about this TikTok dance. This what's the woman's name? The Tiger King lady, Caroline Baskin. They're doing some kind of TikTok dance. We'll touch on that. And
I haven't even heard of that.
I haven't either. Yeah, and it's weird because you said TikTok and I see Tic Tacs right there. I don't know if there was
how observant are you? Yeah. Wow, you haven't lost your wit. I tell you, you've been able to, you can point at a product and just say what it is. You must have recognized this on the shelf at a store or something, huh?
Tic Tac.
You are sharp. You should be a professor.
Thank you, sir.
I want to shout out to a couple of gentlemen that were nice enough to hit me up on Venmo. Josh Johnson, thanks for your hospitality. And
Josh Johnson.
Josh Johnson, office, please. Josh Johnson, office. Did you want to say anything to open up this show?
Well, I want to thank you for having me, Darren Carter, Party Starter. Thanks for doing my podcast. And I want to thank everybody for coming on over and checking out the podcast, Pocket Party.
Yeah, you can ask Darren what time it is if you meet him in the street, and the first thing he'll say is, Darren Carter, Pocket Party podcast, and then he'll give you the time.
Darren Carter, Party Starter.
Self-promotion, buddy. Yeah, it's something that I don't know anything about. Josh Johnson, thank you. And Evan Leonard. Thank you, Evan Leonard. Thank you very, very much. And Dominic, say that one. This one, Dominic. Can you pronounce that so it's not butchered?
Oh, I think it says. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Dominic, you didn't bring your glasses.
Vesellini.
You didn't bring your glasses.
Dominic. Well, I'm in between needing glasses and not needing them.
No, you need them if you need them. It's not like you're not going to.
When you hold the paper and I go like this, I'm like, I guess I do need them. I think it's Dominic Vesellini.
Yeah, so thank you, Dominic.
I apologize if I didn't say the last name correctly.
And Dirk, look at this name. This name is too much. Dirk Hardpeck.
That must be real.
Dirk Hardpeck from Canada. I've been looking forward to your self-addressed envelope, and I'll send you a button.
That's awesome.
And so I want to shout out to those two generous. I have a letter today I want to go over.
Shout out to Sydney, Australia.
This is another letter today. It's not an apology letter. I have a lot of letters, and most of them are apology letters. But today, this one is not an apology letter, so we'll get to that later, and then I want to read something in closing. And I guess, I don't know why everybody's such in a rush to go back to work. Every job that I've ever had, people can't wait to go on vacation. They hate to come back to work.
It's finally Friday.
They call in sick when they're not sick. They use sick days in conjunction with days off. Nobody wants to work. Who are these people that want to go back to work? Why do you want to go back to work? Everybody hates working. That's why everybody gets shit-faced on Friday afternoon. It's the weekend. You've got a weekend every single day now. Now, I guess if you have to feed your family, you want to go back to work. I mean, that's different. But for the people with no children, no wife, no job, why would you want to rush back to work?
Interesting, right? Why would you want to go out to work?
Oh, they're protesting in the streets.
Yeah,
they
yeah.
want to reopen the economy. Why? So you can make all these merchants rich again? You know?
It has to be the money because I don't get it either.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you get to sleep in, you get to play video games, you don't have to wake up, you don't
watch
have to do
Tiger
shit.
King.
It's like being in a kid again. You know?
It's like school days. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe they don't like their home life. Maybe that's what it is.
Oh, that could be it too.
You know.
And I want to apologize. Last week I talked about slapping your wife around, and I got some calls from some very sensitive individuals that was I crossed the line. But that was just some things we were talking about after we saw the Airplane movie where they were smacking that lady in the seat. So that's where that came from. Nobody's condoning smacking your wife around. Anyway, it's none of my business, you know. And so I want to apologize to everybody who was very, very, very upset about just the thought of just taking a ring off and just slapping the shit out of your wife, you know. You took it wrong. You took it wrong like you might probably take everything wrong in your life, you know. You're one of those people that take everything wrong. Everything you take verbatim. Is that the word?
Verbatim.
Verbatim. You take everything verbatim, you know. Shut up, settle down, and just relax. It's not all about what you think's going on. Anyway, so we're gonna start with the items of interest and see if we can't barrel through those and see if we find anything that's.
I like the beard growing in. Have you ever had a full-on beard?
No,
I would
never.
love to see you have grow out a crazy beard.
I think I'm gonna do it.
Do it.
I'm gonna just let it go. I've got some time to myself lately for reasons that I cannot go into now. And hey now.
Hey now.
So we're going to let it grow and see what happens. 99-year-old World War II veteran has raised more than $5 million for Britain's National Health Service by walking 10 laps a day around his garden with the aid of a walker. Tom Moore aims to complete 100 laps, about 1.6 miles, by his 100th birthday on April 30th. That's coming up, Tom. You better get going. And he's hoped his mini marathon would raise about 1,000, but a social media campaign led by his 16-year-old grandson, Benji, went viral. And we're not talking about the disease in your pants. Viral is it means a whole lot different today. And donations poured in. I shall certainly do the 100 laps before my birthday, Moore said. There he is. There he is. That's awesome. And I'm planning to do more. How about a jogging outfit? Why don't you get comfortable, Tom? Jesus.
Yeah, why is he wearing Bernie Sanders' outfit?
He's got an outfit. He could be buried in that outfit. You know, if something goes wrong, he could just be laid out in that outfit.
Why is it when people get old, they wear like more like they wear clothes like they're working? You know, like why aren't they wearing sweatpants and t-shirts? I don't get he's wearing a full suit right now.
Man, God bless him.
And at least he had wheels on it. A lot of times, the older people, they put tennis balls on the front of those.
Yeah,
those
they make
walkers.
incisions in the tennis balls and then they put it on the bottom.
Yeah.
Have you seen that?
I have seen that. Why would they do that? Why would they put tennis balls?
It slides easier on the floor, right, Redband?
Yep.
Yeah.
They should just get wheels.
It's more traction.
You started off smart on the podcast, but 5 minutes in, you're back to yourself.
Oh, thank you. Verbatim.
Verbatim. This is a nice one from the Amish community. All we can do is make fun of those people, generally speaking.
Those Amish people.
But here's a good story about the Amish of Central Ohio, are famous for keeping themselves isolated from the outside world. We all know that. But when hospitals in neighboring areas were flooded with coronavirus patients, the community's handy people reached out and began producing much-needed protective gear for frontline medics. Amish mill workers and furniture makers are churning out hardwood dividers for field hospitals and plastic face shields for doctors and nurses. Seamstresses are sewing thousands of masks and protective gowns a day. We consider this a privilege that we can do something for somebody else who's in need, said furniture maker Atlee Raber, and do it right at home here. So this is a great article for, And I'll never make fun of the what is it?
Amish. I think it's
again.
Amish paradise.
They're famous over there in Pennsylvania with their horse-drawn carts and their silly costumes. It looks like they're going to a Halloween party, 24 hours a day. There they are. They made a funny movie with Tim Allen was in that one. Oh, was it Tim Allen and this guy too, or was it?
No, that's
Is that Woody Harrelson?
Yeah, Woody Harrelson.
Yeah, so there must be a series of movies making fun of the Amish.
Yeah.
What is it?
Amish.
Amish.
A lot of Amish in
Never
Ohio.
die.
Too many vowels. So good for the Amish.
Did you know any Amish people back when you were growing up out there in Ohio?
No, I didn't really talk to them. They smelled too bad.
Yeah, terrible body odor.
They do.
B.O.
Yeah. They would always like there was an amusement park and they would always go in a big group, like 400 of them.
Dang.
And so like you're waiting in line on a roller coaster and there's 400 people in front of you with no arm deodorant. And they would just give you these looks like you're evil and shit like that.
Yeah. Especially you, because you were like a tech kid, you knew all about the latest technology.
Yep.
Okay, this is another story about a kid who's not doing well. He's got some kind of medical condition, and the fire department and the police department drove past his house. Yeah, they do that. That's nice.
They've been doing that for people's birthdays too, right?
Do they do that in your neighborhood? Like every night at 8 o'clock, they start banging on pots and pans everywhere and like fucking.
No, they're too busy cooking meth where I live to worry about what's going on in the outside world. A Florida homeowners association insisted an elderly resident get his driveway pressure cleaned despite a stay-at-home order. Dana Yakenhawk says he was stunned by the HOA's lack of compassion and common sense in ordering her mother, Carol, 78, to clean her driveway during the pandemic. HOA President Gary Martin said that despite the increasingly challenging times, it was necessary to maintain the safety and cleanliness of our community.
Gary should do it then.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Why
that
doesn't
guy.
he go over and clean the damn driveway?
Gary
you know,
Martin.
this is something you have to watch out. People don't
Right.
realize when they move into certain places. You know, if you don't wipe your ass the right way, they'll send a letter to the door telling you didn't wipe your ass properly. So you got to be real careful with these people and these rules and these communities and what have you. So yeah, I don't know. That's an item of interest, but certainly not one that's happy.
Yeah, it made me mad right now. It's like, why didn't that guy do it?
Are you angry right now?
Yeah, Gary Martin. I remember his name. I'll never
You're not
forget
gonna
it.
take
Gary Martin.
You're not going to take it anymore, are you?
I'm mad as hell, and I'm not going to take it anymore.
Pennsylvania has closed its state-run liquor stores, triggering a stampede of state residents to buy booze in neighboring New Jersey. We had a massive influx of people, said Johnny Candell, a liquor store manager in Camden. A lot of people really didn't care about social distancing. The deluge promoted Canel to briefly close the store to protect the staff and the community. Just hand him the bottle out the door. Give me the money. Why would you close the store? They come all the way from Pennsylvania to buy booze in New Jersey, and you're going to close the door? Who are you protecting? How many people work in a liquor store? Usually just one.
It's ridiculous. Turning off alcohol during these times, that's gonna start riots.
Maybe it's a big box store. I don't know.
I went to Bevmo the other day and I ordered it online, and I came and they just dropped it right off in my car. It was great.
They came out.
They came out. Yeah, it's nice.
Nice.
With the news of $145 million insurance payment to All England Law Tennis Club, host of the now canceled Wimbledon tennis tournament, the club has paid $2 million annually in pandemic insurance for each of the past 17 years. So they got a check for $141 million.
Wow.
So sometimes I'm against insurance, but in this really paid off. Holy cow.
Yeah, State Farm. I don't know if you guys have checked your car insurance lately. State Farm, for me, they gave me a 25% back or 25% back this last 2 months. Like because they're like, yeah, we know you're not driving to work.
Right.
here's 25% of your policy money back.
That's great.
Is there a difference in insurance rates for electric cars, all electric cars, and gasoline-powered engine cars?
I don't think so, but there is definitely a change when the car costs more than a regular car.
Yeah, because people are mad at Ticketmaster for that. They got
Ticketmaster.
Right?
Fuck Ticketmaster.
I know.
Did you
They're
hear
not,
about that?
They're not
They
refunding.
won't give the refunds.
Yeah, that's insane.
The NFL, I mean the NBA and the baseball, they won't. They're just saying nothing's been canceled. It's just been postponed, and they don't want to give up the money. And the and people are getting pissed off. They paid for season tickets. If they're not going to have them, they need to just fork over. Especially because they got a lot of money. They got a lot of money.
Yeah.
Cut the check. Nobody wants to cut a check, but cut the check.
Yeah,
They got loads and they got a shitload of money.
They've been making money for years.
Can you say cheap? Can you say cheap? People crowding.
I used to work for those fucking assholes.
Which ones?
Ticketmaster.
Really?
I used to be the guy that thank you for calling Ticketmaster, where American Express is the preferred method of payment. This call may be monitored for quality assurance purposes by a supervisor. This is Brian speaking. How can I help you?
Yeah, there's a pandemic, and I'm not going to be able to go to all these events I bought tickets for.
And I know there's a lot of sports fans out there, but they're going to cancel a lot of sporting events. But
I'm surprised they don't bring back some sports. Just have bowling.
Yeah,
you could just have one guy bowling. No one's around you.
And you know what I saw the other day? I saw them playing horse. The NBA guys playing horse, virtual. You'd be at your house, I'd be at mine, and through the camera. That was pretty interesting to watch people play horse.
Chinese dogs, which have been
that was an item, isn't it? Okay, forget my items of interest.
Chinese dogs have been reclassified as companion animals instead of livestock by China's Ministry of Agriculture as part of its effort to halt the consumption of bats and other unusual sources of meat. Bats, civets, C-I-V-E-T-S. What is that? C-I-V-E-T-S.
I don't know.
Can you say it?
Kavits.
What is that? And P-A-N-G-O-L-I-N-S. Maybe somebody at home could call us on our special 1-800 number and tell us what that is. Or text us. And the text will cost you $18.95 per text. But,
Yeah.
And they're trying to get people to stop eating all these animals. Who have targeted by civil police for failing to wear face masks while sunbathing. This is a nudist camp in Russia, I guess. Citizens
hilarious.
can be without clothes in places designed for their purpose, said a police spokesman, but they must have their mouths covered. So you can have your junk hanging out, but you got to cover your mouth during this pandemic. What do you think about that, Darren?
Disgusting.
Well, what part of this
whole thing.
items of interest don't you think?
No. Just the
Tom Brady's in some problems here. After an NFL quarterback, he recently signed with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and was roundly mocked for his efforts to trademark two dismal puns: Tampa Brady and Tampa Bay.
They're both pretty dumb, right?
For use on clothing and other merchandise. So he got some bad advice from somebody. He didn't do it. They got people working for him, telling him to do this. It's like when they decided to make Coke different. Everybody loved the way Coke is. They don't want to change. Tom Brady was thrown out of the park by a Tampa recreation worker.
Yeah, he tried working out, and the park was closed, and he got ticketed.
Wow. That guy, that's that guy could have just sent him, if you leave now, it's okay. That's called the spirit of the law. There's no reason to cite him.
Especially Tom Brady, how much money he's going to eventually make in this city.
Come on.
He's doing jumping jacks in a public park.
That wouldn't happen on NYPD Blue. That's for sure. Sipowicz wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
You just tell him to get out of here.
Yeah.
Most of the coronaviruses in New York and on the East Coast were brought by travelers from Europe in late January to mid-February, according to an analyst of small mutations in the virus. by Jerome scientist, genome scientist. Those coronaviruses originated in China but traveled to Europe and then spread there before coming to the U.S., the analyst showed. The coronavirus found on the West Coast, researchers said, arrived with people coming directly from China. Those Chinese, I tell you.
Somebody sent me that Sea Potato on Twitter, sent me this Fujifilm starts clinical trial on a pill to help coronavirus.
Oh, that's cool.
But like, what I thought was weird is Fujifilm's doing it. Like,
oh yeah, that's a weird company, right?
Like, you must feel really stupid if you're like a scientist and some film companies already got.
Not like Pfizer or something.
Exactly.
Maybe it's the some of the excess production waste that they figured out they could maybe make a product out of that. Well, this is all the old acid from the development of the film. Let's see if we can package it
from our dark rooms. Yeah.
Nearly 1,900 of New York's 71,000 Metropolitan Transportation Authority workers have tested positive for the coronavirus. 1,900 of the 71,000. That's not too bad, but it's not great. And 50 have died. Another 5,200 are in quarantine because of exposure to people with the virus. The MTA operates the New York City subways as well as the railroads serving the surrounding suburbs. I saw Michael Lear on social media. He was interviewing, he was talking to a therapist. It was great. It was just great.
He's hilarious.
Oh, my God. He was great.
You got to check out his website sometime. It's very funny.
He said, she said, oh, I did comedy once during my college time one night down at the... It was a hoot. And he said, I've dedicated my whole life to comedy. I don't give a shit what you did one night in a college. It was a hoot. You denigrated the whole thing.
Oh, man.
Oh, he's funny as hell. He's going to come back just as soon as it's safe to come back.
Heck yeah.
And I can't wait.
He's auctioning off his bike chain right now. A bike chain.
Really?
And it's up to like $800 right now.
Really? Oh, yeah. What a clever idea. Bike chain.
Because he always talks about like that's his weapon. Like he keeps one around. Instead of like a bag of nickels or whatever, he keeps a bike chain in a plastic bag.
Americans shelled out $1.45 billion on toilet paper in the 4-week period ending March 29th, 112% surge over the same period a year. And they say this is due to most people are moving their bowels at home as opposed to in work or maybe at the club. I always get crazy when I go to a restaurant and I see somebody doing number 2 in the bathroom. You know, you're here to eat dinner. You're not here to poo. Get out of it. Unless they work there.
Yeah.
I feel like if you work there, you should have your own bathroom in the back somewhere. We don't want to see it. You know, we don't want to mingle. You know what I mean? You wouldn't want to see your cook in the bathroom.
That's borderline racist. Are you sure
no.
It's like, sure you want to say that?
You know, they don't want to see us. We don't want to see them. It's like, you know.
But you want to eat their food, though, don't you?
Yeah, but you don't want to see. You don't want to see their chef. You know, like uniform, like with their pants around their ankles underneath the stall. I don't like seeing that.
As long as they wash their hands.
I know, but I still don't like.
They're not cooking the food with their ass.
And I'm sure they would appreciate it too, right?
All right.
Don't you hate when you're in a comedy club and then you have to use the same bathroom as the public and they're like, "Hey, you're the comedian," and it's kind of embarrassing.
Yeah, I hate that.
You know what I mean? So it's like that's why I like when we have our own.
Oh, you're the guy. You're the guy that was on stage.
Yeah, it's like you just want to have your own little bathroom and you know.
Well, you go to the bathroom 100 times a day.
Exactly. So I'm like, dude, I remember one time I did this club in Chicago and there was just one stall, and the gap when you close it was like this big, and then it was about this wide, about 2 inches wide, and then there was a bathroom attendant guy in there, and he would try to do small talk with you on the other side of the door, and it was really awkward, man.
Darren, just when you say this big, some people will be listening.
Like 2 inches wide.
Thank you.
Yes,
you
sir,
got it
thank
right
you.
away. Yeah.
2 inches wide.
Some people will be listening this on their iPod. What do they call it? EarPods.
Yeah, they're ear pods.
on their in their ears. They're not going to see that. They're not going to see video, Darren.
Right,
So it's
right.
important that you explain everything what you're saying to someone who won't be viewing it.
Brian
That's
is
all.
wearing a
No, I don't
nice
mean to
blue
take you to.
turtleneck.
I don't. That's another thing.
Yeah.
If I had one disease, I'd say make me colorblind.
Oh yeah.
Who cares if it's blue or turquoise
or whatever,
You know,
yeah.
so what? You don't know what the color is.
It would make dating easier.
Yeah, heck yeah. You should make the sound of the Seinfeld after that.
I wish I was colorblind.
You know, if you're with somebody, they can just tell you that's green,
Yeah.
you know, or that's blue. And so what? What, you know, because some colors you don't know what
Yeah,
they
we're not
are
like
anyway.
pilots. We're not pilots. Well, you know, we don't. Who cares if we know red and green? We
Some
know,
cars, you don't even
Yeah.
know what the color of cars are. So you
Right.
just say gray or you say silver. You know, there's so many variations in color now. It's like we're all colorblind. If you can't tell what color a car is it teak? Is it gray?
that's true.
Is it gunmetal? Is it Benage blue? Is it Beneka gray?
You know a lot of colors.
You know, oh yeah, I'm a color analyst. I've been into colors ever since my stamp collection burnt down.
because most people just know the primary colors.
Oh no, primary colors. There's so many variations in color. I mean, if you can't tell the color of a car, you're colorblind.
Yeah.
You're colorblind.
Red, orange, yellow, green. Wait. Blue.
Brown, black, white, green, yellow, blue, orange.
It's Roy G. Bev, right? For the rainbow, Roy G. Bev.
Yes, exactly. Now, can we move on, please,
Yeah.
Darren?
Traffic light. Where's the green? Top or bottom?
Top.
I think you're wrong.
Well, I'm colorblind.
I think it goes green, yellow, red.
Brian, if you want to, if Darren's bugging you, we could always give him a little piece of the world's hottest chocolate.
oh my
I
God!
saw
No.
that.
No.
They're broken up into little pieces if one of you
believe
guys wants to try it.
This
I'm
is
okay.
this is from Brothers Caruso. What is it?
Brothers Caruso. Yeah, no, Brothers and Curse.
Brothers in Cursive. They are doing great. I saw the numbers on those.
Are you good at hot chocolate? You think you could take a little piece?
Maybe later if it's okay.
Holtzman's
After
a nut. He'll try anything.
Maybe after the items of interest, because I don't want.
What's the warning say? It says there's a real warning on there.
Oh yeah.
It's hot.
This 12 pieces of chocolate bar is extremely spicy and is not to be consumed by those sensitive to spicy foods or anyone with any existing heart or respiratory
Damn.
conditions. The world's hottest chocolate bar has potential to cause skin and or mouth irritation.
Wow.
And should be kept out of reach of children and pets. This product contains high amounts of pure chili extract and is to be handled with extreme caution. Consume at your own risk. It should come with a piece of dynamite and a fuse. Wow. Yeah, maybe later.
Okay,
After reading that.
yeah.
Did you try it?
Yeah, I've had it a couple times. It's I mean, it's really, really hot, but it's such a small piece. It's not that.
Right, I'm sure.
Where did you get it from? Like,
Amazon.
wow. You just wanted to try it and see if you could.
Yeah, I've seen like YouTube videos of people doing it, and it's really funny to watch YouTube people take it because a lot of times people take too much. Or,
Oh yeah.
You know, they're not good with spicy food.
Yeah.
Oh man, I've tried that hot stuff at the comedy store. That ghost pepper stuff or whatever.
Oh yeah, that's hotter. I think.
You think so?
I think the ghost
Yeah.
pepper is hotter than
Yeah,
that.
this is like.
At least 41 grocery workers have died from the coronavirus, and 1,500 have been tested positive for the virus. Fear is many stores' employees start to stay home or quit, leaving markets short-staffed and scrambling to fill hundreds and thousands of jobs. It feels like a war zone. I have a friend, Tony Garrity, back east. He works for a Stop and Shop. He says a monthly sales would be like 500,000 maybe in a month. Now, it's $1 million.
Yeah.
And he said he's getting a lot of
Wow.
Chinese people. You know, the people that go to those specialty Chinese for their Oriental Asian dishes and all that other nonsense. They're all closed. So now all these Asian people are coming to Stop and Shop. And just, so it's just like, he says it doesn't stop. Doesn't stop. He works at the Stop and Shop.
What's a Stop and Shop for the West Coast? What is that? Like a
We don't have it here.
grocery store?
Yeah, it's kind of like a What would that be
Like a path mark.
Yeah.
What's a path mark?
It's a grocery store chain back east. I don't know if it's still.
It's like a smaller grocery store, kind of.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's not quite a 7-Eleven, but it's not quite a Vons or a Ralph's.
No, it's like a regular Ralph's, I guess.
Ralph's,
Oh.
yeah. But
Stop and Shop.
Yeah.
They have them in Pennsylvania. What you do is you stop and you shop. Stop and Shop. So that's a problem. That's a hard job, too. I really have to give a shout out to people who are waiters and waitresses and people that have to check people out at the grocery store, because you meet all kinds of really different people. I mean,
Right.
not everybody's nice. Not everybody's pleasant. You got to meet them all, and you got to interact with them all.
Yes.
I think I'd last maybe not even a full shift at one of those jobs,
I always try to be on my best behavior, and I say, have a great day when I leave. I don't want them to, I don't want to be a problem to them.
This is some news from some interesting items of interest from overseas. I thought these were pretty spectacular. And this is a story out of Kenya. A dense cloud of locusts, 20 times the size of the plague that ravaged East Africa 2 months ago, is now spreading across the same region, with billions of bugs devouring crops in Kenya, Uganda, Ethiopia, and Somalia. The outbreak in February was already the worst in 70 years. So you Americans out there, at least you don't have locusts climbing out of your ass.
That guy was beating him up. You see that?
This is right out of the Bible. So you people who don't believe in the Bible and just believe we came out of a sea pod down at Jones Beach on Long Island. I don't believe in God. Well, where do you think you came from? Who made what? Somebody had to make that TV, right? That TV just didn't happen.
Exactly.
Somebody had to make that TV. Somebody maybe made you. Somebody maybe made you.
Yep.
So
So
Is that what you believe? Is there people that believe they come from a sea pod?
Yeah, people that don't believe in a higher power or a God or a creator or the universe, they don't believe in anything. I think they call it evolution. Do they?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, we came out of a sea pod. We came out of the anal area of a watery amoeba on the beach, right near the concession stand, and we became man.
Does anybody know if locusts have a natural predator? How do we get rid of these things?
I mean, how can you not believe in God or something when you look at the moon and the planets and the rings around Saturn and the stars? Oh, yeah, we're going to have I think tonight's the peak of the meteor shower
Meteor
tonight.
shower tonight. Yeah, it's going to be nice.
So if you're in a place with no clouds, you're going to see a nice meteor shower,
I guess they flew a lot of ducks to Kenya.
Oh, that's cool.
I think.
Oh, the ducks.
So now they have millions of ducks in Kenya. That's what I heard.
to get rid of
Get rid of the locusts. Yeah.
Now they're going to have duck shit everywhere. That big, you ever go to a pond with those big ducks? That's the poo is the worst.
Do ducks have a natural predator? It's like it just keeps going on.
That
and on.
poo is the worst poo. Rabbits are the best. Rabbits is a little bit of
Little tiny pebble.
pet-
It's kind of like candy, actually.
Cute.
Yeah.
It's cute pet poop.
Yeah.
So this is unbelievable. 70 years.
Well, look, it looks like it doesn't really bug them. And they're more afraid of people than we are of them.
Yeah, but if I saw that,
It's gross, right? It
it'd
looks
be like that movie, The Birds, with Alfred Hitchcock.
Yeah. Oh yeah, look, that guy's getting them.
Spray that Agent Orange on them.
Said the United Nations warned that the new wave could bring an unprecedented threat to food security and livelihoods because it coincides with the planting season. A locust swarm covering about a third of a square mile can eat the same amount of food in one day as 35,000 people. Oh, my word. Did you hear that?
Say that part one more time. I missed the setup.
If you insist, the locust swarm. I can't repeat a lot of.
No, I got you. A locust swarm.
There's enough reading. You want me to start repeating stuff?
Just read the first part. The locust swarm.
The locust swarm, covering about a third of a square mile, can eat the same amount of food in one day.
Wow.
As Robert Allen. He's a friend of mine from high school. He was a big eater.
Shout out to Robert Allen.
Oh God, could he eat? No, 35,000 people.
Wow. So there's a lot of like a third of an acre, this and that, a swarm. There's a lot of
Once they land in
around.
your garden, they do a total destruction, said Uganda farmer Yovoni Fo Akamaketje. Some people even tell you that the locusts are more destructive than the coronavirus. Oh, my word.
Yikes.
Here's some news from the United States Navy. This is a sad one. A crew member of the nuclear-powered aircraft carrier USS Theodore Roosevelt died of the coronavirus this week. The first coronavirus death of an active-duty U.S. service member. The ship's captain, Brett Koza, sent a pleading letter to the superiors in the late March asking them to swiftly evacuate his crew to Guam to help them stop an outbreak over the virus. But I think that was declined. That request was declined. We are not at war, he wrote. Sailors do not need to die. He was then relieved of his command by Acting Navy Secretary Thomas Modly, who in turn was forced to resign after telling the ship's crew that their widely respected captain was naive or stupid. No, he wasn't naive or stupid. He was just trying to protect his sailors on his ship. He's somebody who gave a hoot, you know. And this is a guy that they relieved. They might give him his command back. They know they made a mistake. These people in charge, you know, everybody knows people in charge. You just can't be in charge, but they make the wrong decisions. So we're sorry to lose one of our brave service members.
And he doesn't look that old or anything. He looks pretty.
Well, yeah, he can't be too old if he's still active duty. So he looks maybe in the late 30s, perhaps. Mm-hmm. So this is, you know, that's what a lot of people who want the government to. They want everybody to go back to normal. They're saying, I guess they're saying they don't care. Some of the nurses are protesting the protesters who want to open it up, and I think they don't understand that the people who want to open it up, they don't care about people getting sick. They don't care about respread. They don't care. So it's kind of useless to try to convince them. They only care about themselves. Everybody wants it to open up, but we want to keep it closed to protect people that we don't know.
What's going to happen is they're just going to open it up and they're going to see how dumb that was, you know? Like, it's like, all right, well, we tried to tell you. Like, Atlanta. Let's just see what happens in Atlanta or Florida in the next couple of weeks.
Right. Yeah, because it's not gone anywhere. Yeah. It's still out there.
Yeah.
And until we get a vaccination, until we get a testing program where they can track it, where you've been, you know, until we get a handle on it. Right now, I don't believe there's a real handle on it.
Well, there's that new program that was created by Apple and Google. I don't know if you heard about that.
That's,
it's on. Okay.
That might be some items of interest to come.
Oh,
perhaps I wanted, and I'm glad you touched on that because. So that was the Navy sailor. That's too bad. So prayers go out to the servicemen who are being affected by this coronavirus. WikiLeaks guy, Assange. You know him, right?
Yeah.
Evidently, he fathered a child over there in that embassy.
Oh.
WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange fathered two children with a lawyer.
Sounds like his dickie leaked.
2 children with a lawyer who were representing him while he was holed up in the Ecuadorian embassy in London. His partner revealed this week, South African-born Stella Morris, 37, told the so-and-so and so-and-so that she and he kept the 5-year relationship secret to protect their 2 boys, Gabriel 2 and Max 1. Well, then why are you talking about him?
Is that the one that Pamela Anderson hangs out with?
Well, she's a supporter of that guy.
Yeah.
From a distance, and so now he's in jail in England. They don't know what they're going to do with him. Morris fears a finance could catch COVID-19 while he's locked up, saying his health can be weakened by the stress and severe 7 years he spent inside the embassy. Wow, look at that.
Damn. And we're complaining about being inside for a month and a half.
So it wasn't too bad being in the embassy. You know, he had access to sex and he had access to food and water. So, you know, it's better than in jail, but now he's in jail. This is one about the Thai King. This is about Thailand's Thai King. King Malahaga Vaga Vaga Bak 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 letters.
Oh, the last part's easy. Corn.
There it is. Can you say that?
Yeah, it's his name is Mahavi.
Corn.
Yeah, he's the new, he took over for his father who passed away, of Thailand, is writing out the corn.
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. If you sound it out, it's actually not that hard. His last name is Ira Longcorn. Ira Longcorn.
Okay. I'm sure that's better than what I said. So he's hiding out in with 20 concubines.
Concubines.
Yeah, that's a nice way of saying
ladies.
You
Women.
know, yeah. So he's hanging out with 20 concubines in the Grand Hotel in Bavaria, Germany, resort with a view of the Alps. He has rented
COVID-20
for his entourage. But last weekend, the 67-year-old flouted Germany's stay-at-home order by making the 12,000-mile round trip to Bangkok to celebrate
this whole story sounds dirty.
a festival that commemorates the establishment of his royal dynasty. His subjects are not pleased with the king vacationing while they battle the virus that has so far infected more than 2,600 Thais and killed at least 43. A Thai language hashtag that translates to "Why do we need a king?" was used almost 1.2 million times.
Wow.
In a single day, even though criticism of the king is punishable by 15 years in prison.
He has 20 ladies? That's crazy.
Lucky.
In Germany?
At least.
Wow. At least. That's minimum that we know
Those
of.
are the ones that are like, written down on a piece of paper.
But you know what, though?
or
It sounds good like in your mind when you're,
There could be many more that are just,
Yeah.
You
think they talk back and boss him around and stuff and make him do chores?
Oh, no.
Oh,
He's a king.
hell no.
He's a king.
Yeah. You think they just go along with whatever he says?
Are you kidding? He's a king.
They
Do
don't
you know what
gossip
this is?
about him and talk shit about him.
Just because this is a modern society in America,
yeah.
there's other places in the world that are still conducting themselves like it's back in the 18 and 19, 17, 1600s. I mean, look at Chick-fil-A closing on Sunday.
George Wallace, he says he likes to buy a bunch of Chick-fil-A chicken sandwiches on Saturday night and then sell them in the parking lot on Sunday.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
This is a story item of interest out of Italy. Southern Europe's olive industry could be wrecked by a deadly bacteria that has already killed 1 million olive trees.
Good. Kill them all.
Really? I love
Italy
olive
alone.
trees. I love olives, I should say.
This disease has infected 17% of Italy's olive trees and spread to Spain, Portugal, and France. This is no cure for the blight, which locals are calling olive leprosy.
Yes.
And fighting it requires that affected trees be felled, knocked down, cut down, along with nearby healthy ones to make a wide swath that the bacteria spread by insects can't cross. The cost to the industry could be $22 billion with a B. And orchards that have been in families for generations could be destroyed. How do you put an economic number on the loss of something like this? Said plant expert Kevin Schneider. The cultural heritage value would be far greater than we could compute, figure out, write down.
Do you like olives? I love olives.
Right now, I'm concerned with my reading right now. I'm not reading too well today on this podcast. I'm not a big olive fan. I'll eat an olive on the pizza, the black olives, But a lot of people love olives.
Like at Thanksgiving, you don't like olives? Like putting them on your fingers? You stick your fingers in there when you're a kid? And
olives are an acquired taste. They have a big selection in the supermarket just of olives. Yeah. But they're definitely an acquired taste.
I thought that was one of those things where, like, the older you get, you start liking olives. Because I didn't used to like blue cheese, when I was younger. But man, it's still anytime I try it, I'll try like once a year. Like, nope, not this year. Fuck that shit. Gross ass, nasty.
I'll eat a lima bean before I eat an olive.
I'll eat tons of lima.
Yeah. What about Brussels sprouts? I don't like Brussels sprouts.
Brussels sprouts are great.
Yeah, that's great. And that's something I didn't like growing up. And
that's something I will say.
Brussels sprouts. Like when you urinate, you can smell the
asparagus
Brussels sprouts.
Too. Yeah,
oh, that's asparagus. I'm sorry. Yeah. Jeez. If I only had a brain. Yeah, so those olives are in trouble over there. So everybody's upset.
I got to tell you a story real quick. I was in Kansas City, and I described that my wife is Armenian. I was on the radio, and the guy goes, "What's an Armenian look like?" The DJ said, because he never even heard of an Armenian. I go, "I don't know. She's got black curly hair, and they're olive skin, and that's an expression, olive skin, right?" And this guy called up on the radio, and he goes, "My wife's olive skin too." Then he paused, and he goes, "Black olives." I was like, "That's kind of funny." All right.
Now, this one is about the gas. This is from Venezuela, Caracas. Jeez. This item of interest. The collapse of global oil prices have shattered what remained of Venezuela's economy, already battered by years of mismanagement and U.S. economic sanctions. With oil at around $30 a barrel, it is no longer, and now it's down to almost
like zero or something.
Yeah, this is outdated already, but it's an item of interest, and it had been. I have taken the time to highlight it, so I'm not going to leave it out. With oil at around $30 a barrel, it is no longer profitable for Venezuela to extract its crude, which is normally trades for gasoline on the black market. That has caused the price of gas to shoot to $15 a gallon, more than twice the monthly minimum wage in Venezuela. And the military is guarding gas stations to reserve fuel for officials and emergency services. Farmers can't run their tractors to the crops, so the crops are rotting in the fields, even as 50% of Venezuelans go hungry. 50%. We've never been worse off in our lives. And I read this, I like this because this is something else. All Venezuela's problems is because of management or the people running the country. Same thing with Egypt. Egypt at one time was the most sophisticated country in the whole world. They did math, they did science, they did writing, they did everything. And look at Egypt today. So how could you go from the smartest in the whole wide world to what Egypt is today?
Happen? I'm not a historian.
It's
management
who's running the country.
Yeah. And just year after year, decade after decade.
If you get the wrong people running the show, just like where you work, everybody has a job. You know what goes on in the work center. If the people running the show are incompetent.
Oh, yeah. One bad apple spoils the whole barrel.
The whole thing. It's all about... just an interesting tidbit, because I was amazed at that. I couldn't understand. At one point, Egypt was the shit. It was the cradle of civilization. And now it's one of the poorest countries in the whole wide world. And why is that? This is one for you, Redban.
Oh.
This is about this. They had a parade in Philadelphia. It's not too long, but this is a shout out to what we talked about, opening up everything too quick. It says America was in the waning months of World War I, and officials across the country were under enormous pressure to sell war bonds or Liberty loans. Big parades were staged in major cities to rally the public behind the war bond effort. On September 28, 1918, Philadelphia city officials refused to cancel their parade amid the Spanish flu pandemic, with devastating health consequences. That decision has been held up by the Centers for Disease Control as an example of what not to do during a pandemic, and has invoked obvious parallels with some modern-day officials' refusal to implement disruptive shelter-in-place orders and cancel events. New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio and New York Governor Andrew Cuomo, for example, initially refused to heed calls from health experts to shutter the city's sprawling public school system and take other steps to minimize public gatherings. It seemed to me to be perfect parallel to the story of what happened in Philadelphia in 1918, where the health authorities were clearly aware that this was a growing problem. So it's just another example of history. The people who don't listen to history, it's not that they don't know history. They don't care.
They don't care and they ignore it.
They don't care.
History repeats itself, right?
This is something we talked about last week, Redban. This is Quibi's launch.
Quigley's launch?
Quibi.
Oh, yeah. Is it over yet? Is it bankrupt yet?
According to this article, it's going to have some legs. How much money can you throw at a thing until it's clear that it will never meet, it was never meant to be? X, so-and-so and so-and-so. Jeffrey Katzenberg's $1.75 billion new streaming service stumbled out of the gate last week when its first celebrity crop of 6 to 10 minute shows was savaged by critics who already were questioning the wisdom of making the snackable content viewable only on phones. In creating the debut lineup, Quibi's programmers scrapped the bottom of the intellectual property barrel, coming up with, among other trash, a reboot of Ashton Kutcher's Punk'd. Now with a chance to rap his host. I don't want to read any more of this shit here.
You know him from Quibi. It's Brian Holtzman.
It's so stupid. It's so dumb. They're even trying to give it away right now for free for like 90 days.
Yeah, this guy, Katzenberg, must have a lot of money, I mean, just laying around. $1.7 billion. I mean, that's a lot of... You know, you could do a lot with that money besides starting some silly phone service. I don't know.
It'll be over soon.
This is a good one. Anybody Beastie Boys fans out there? 1987, three young friends from New York City watched their lives change when their spoof single, Fight for Your Right to Party,
love that song,
was embraced as an anthem for rap-hungry generation. The new documentary from frequent calibrator Spike Jones focuses on the friendship as it tells the band's story, tracing how...
That was one of the first albums I bought, Licensed to Ill.
How their influence... Is that the album with the American Airlines jet?
Yeah, with the airplane on the
crashed?
front. Yeah.
Oh, that's a great album cover.
Yeah, Licensed to Ill.
Man, that's a great thing.
I heard they could never make that album today because they stole so many like samples.
Oh yeah, the samples.
You know, because back then they didn't have any laws, so they would like play little loops
and Paul's
and stuff
Boutique
like that.
was like that too,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Full of all these great loops.
Yeah. Wow.
Licensed to Ill. Remember,
if they just use a little bit of the loop?
Yeah, you have to pay for it nowadays, and then that's because of Beastie Boys. They finally had to make those laws because they were like copying so many people's work, you know, and not paying them.
And also now they'd say it was sexist, you know, like that song "Girls," girls to do the dishes, girls to do my laundry or whatever.
I guess they haven't listened to rap lately.
Exactly.
Some women like keeping a clean house. Some women like
absolutely
cleaning up and doing the laundry, and
it's great.
You know, they don't. You know, if they're not working, what are they going to do? Lay around on the couch and watch the dust pile up? You know, people don't see the other side of the coins a lot of times.
The best.
It's like those people wearing those barkers. I'm so sick and tired of women in this country telling women in another country, what they're doing to the women in Afghanistan, what they're doing to the women in Afghanistan. Don't worry about the women in Afghanistan, okay, lady? Maybe they like wearing those burkas. You know what I mean? They don't got to put a clown makeup on before they go out. I think we discussed this already once, didn't we?
They don't have to get their lips done.
They don't have the guys drooling all over them when they go out to the market. There's enough to worry about in this country. You don't worry about the women in Afghanistan, you silly goose.
Check this out. This would never be allowed either. He's putting date rape medicine in the punch. Spanish fly.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man.
Love potion number 9. Yeah. And he's talking about, remember their manager he smokes angel dust in the back of the bus.
I have to listen to this whole album.
It's a great album.
But the best, the famous song is My Right to Party. Is that on the, and then the rest of it. Yeah. Man. So this was a spoof? They weren't really trying to be record artists or something?
No, they.
I think that album came out before 87, though, because I remember it a little bit before that. Remember,
maybe they didn't think it was going to take off and become as big as it was.
Yeah. Remember that beat?
Look at him smash that guitar. I like people who know how to play the guitar, but there's something about when people smash guitars. It's just it's people that don't know how to play the guitar. We love it.
Yeah,
It's like when the ice skaters fall down on their ass. I watch that just to watch them fall on their ass.
I remember I saw a guy smash a guitar, and then after that, every concert seemed a little bit missing when they don't smash the guitar.
Or the drums.
Yeah, you want them to do something crazy.
Break something. You got a lot of money. Break something.
Steven Tyler took off his jacket at the Hollywood Bowl. He took off his leather jacket, and he threw it into the audience, and the crowd went nuts. They were like, yeah, and they grabbed it. And
Did they rip it to pieces and try to devour it with salt and pepper?
I was so far back. I didn't get to know. I didn't see it, but I love it.
That figure skating is great, and they're so surprised when they hit their ass on the. It's ice. It's ice. Yeah. You're gonna slip and fall. You can slip and fall on the ice just walking.
Right.
They're running around at 30 miles an hour trying to do flips and stuff, and they wonder why they fall on their ass.
What's this guy gonna do? Brass monkey.
This is an old video of Nine Inch Nails backstage just destroying the green room.
Wow.
Oh, man. They must have had a good show.
Who are those other guys standing around? The other band, I wonder?
Yeah, guys from the band. Look at that green room now.
There's probably two different types of people, huh?
That's the guy from...
Green Day?
No.
Looked like the guy from Green Day, didn't it?
I forget that band.
Wow. It's like when they throw the TV out the window. Led Zeppelin, I think, did that.
See, that's broken already. They need to go and break something else. That's rock stars for you, That's broken already.
Yeah.
Find another something to break. Maybe get on the table. I'd get on the table and I'd punch out those lights. Just leave one light on, maybe, and break the bulb off in the light so that they can't put a new bulb in. Maybe.
And we had a carnival when I was in elementary school, and you could get tickets, and you could take a sledgehammer and beat up a car. They already took out the windshield and the mirrors, so the glass wouldn't shatter. But it was really fun to do that.
I destroyed a speaker, a pair of speakers once in my apartment next to Pink Dot.
Really?
Yeah, that was fun.
Was it because there was something coming out of the speaker that you didn't agree with?
I don't know. I don't want to talk about it that in depth. It was a broken speaker. You want me to relive this?
It wasn't like I hate that song.
It was 3 years of therapy after I broke those speakers. You want me to relive this? All right. So this is the Beastie Boys. So tells the band's story, tracing how their influence band of punk, hip hop, funk involved, as Mike Diamond, Adam Yoko, and Adam Horowitz matured into hip hop elder statesmen before Yada died of cancer in 2012. So this is going to be available for streaming Friday, April 24th, Apple TV.
Sweet.
So Apple is in the TV business too.
Yeah.
The Beastie Boys story. I'm going to finish this up. Now, this is what we were talking about earlier, Redban. A ring that tracks body temperature and other vital signs could be used to stop the spread of coronavirus, said so-and-so and so-and-so and the so-and-so and so-and-so. At least 2,000 medical workers and 2 major San Francisco hospitals began wearing Aura health rings last month to monitor their body temperature, breathing patterns, and heart rate variations for telltale signs of coronavirus before symptoms manifest. Before symptoms start. You could have just said before symptoms start. You didn't have to say manifest. It's like they got to figure out the biggest, baddest word to make themselves,
Yeah.
What
On your mark, get set.
Go.
Get manifest. Yeah.
The continuous data that the rings collect may be more reliable and useful than the occasional visit that provides a snapshot of the patient's condition. A link on the Over Ring app now allows users to voluntarily share their medical information. You should be able to share your dental records. That's real important. They're always looking for dental records. A researcher at West Virginia University has begun using the data to train an artificial intelligence algorithm. He says the algorithm can already predict a case 24 hours before a person recognizes any symptoms and may give another day or two of warning with more training. All right. I don't like wearing jewelry.
Not into it either.
You got any rings on, Redban?
Hell no.
I don't like wearing jewelry. I don't know. Sometimes if you're wearing a ring and it gets caught in a door jam, you could lose your finger.
Yeah,
You can lose your finger. If you're on the subway and the door closes and your ring is...
You ever had a ring on and someone shakes your hand too hard? It like hurts.
If you go parachuting and your ring gets caught in the chute when it opens, you can rip your finger right off.
Yeah, they make those rubber engagement rings now. So, it's like a rubber ring. So
that's
if
good.
it does get snagged on something, it'll just break.
Really?
Wow.
What woman is going to go for a rubber ring? A rubber ring? I'm not going to marry you with a rubber ring.
That's a good woman if she does.
Yeah.
That's right. Woman, someone
Can
you
bounce
trust.
around, honey.
Apple and Google are teaming up on a new tool to track the spread of coronavirus, said so-and-so and so-and-so, and so-and-so and so-and-so. The two tech giants said last week that they are collaborating on a constant tracing system that uses Bluetooth to broadcast a unique signal every few minutes to other devices, as close as within 6 feet. The information would be available on opt-in basis to developers of public health apps. People who learn they've contracted the virus could indicate that on their app, and people whose smartphones had been in the vicinity would be notified. See, this is what we're talking about. Because Bluetooth can be displayed by users, unlike cell tower location data, the technique should mitigate some of the concerns from privacy activates. So what are they saying? This won't be able to be traceable. Is that what they're saying?
Right. So pretty much what it is, it's an app on your phone that pretty much tracks everywhere you go. And so like if you're at the grocery store, it will remember that you were at the grocery store, and if it detects people that walked by you, it will remember that, that person walked by you. Now, if I get coronavirus, I could put in the app like, hey, I have coronavirus, and it'll go back and be like, and like say like I was at the grocery store, it would tell anyone that also had that app, hey, he had coronavirus, and you were 10 feet away from him at one point. You might want to get checked, or it's a great idea. But the only thing is that everyone has to do it for it to work,
right?
So they honestly, they should probably make it mandatory on everybody's phones through like a cell phone, like through T-Mobile, through Verizon or something like that.
Yeah, maybe give some kind of give somebody an incentive, like, hey, you get a free $200 off your bill.
Well, I think a lot of people will. I would do it if somebody sent me a notification that I was in the vicinity of somebody who was sick.
Yeah.
Heck yeah, I think everybody will get on board.
Yep.
This is like the technology that some police departments are employing. They have these readers on the top of the car, and as soon as that vehicle enters the space of that particular jurisdiction, it reads the license plates, and it'll pop up and tell them.
Yeah, there's actually really interesting. There's a program that you could download for free, I believe, and I think it's in beta test. But like if you have a dashboard camera, like a camera on your car, you could have it running all the time, and it will read every license plate that you see while you're driving, or if you're parked outside, it will see every car that drives by you. And after a while, it will show you like, hey, this car has been driving by you a lot lately, or this car, so it knows familiar cars, or if something seems suspect, it'll tell you. It's pretty interesting.
Anti-stalking.
Yeah, anti-stalking kind of. Yeah.
Yeah, the technology is just unbelievable. It really is. Minus the coronavirus, of course. This is just a great time to be alive. The technology is just unbelievable.
Yep. And unless you have problems with technology, like you try to upload a video or you're trying to render something, it's taking forever.
You just got to learn how to do it. You learn how to do it. It's like Steve McQueen in his TV show Dead or Alive. He says you crawl out of the muck and you learn how to live, or else you die.
That's right.
That's what he says in his opening line of the promos.
I taught you how to copy and paste this weekend. And you're like Steve McQueen now.
Yeah. Well, I'm watching this NYPD Blue, and then those cowboy shows come on afterwards.
Yeah.
NYPD Blue. So that's coming up good. So people learned how they contacted the virus could indicate them on the app, and people with smartphones have been in the vicinity would be notified. Blah, blah. Okay, yeah, all right. Here's one about drones. You have any drones, Redban?
No. I keep on thinking I'm going to get one, and then I feel like I'm not. I would never use it. Like I would use it for like a couple of days, and then I would just never touch it again.
At least 2 American police departments are developing drones to tell people to stay home, said so-and-so and so-and-so and so-and-so and so-and-so. The mayor of Elizabeth, New Jersey, Chris Ballwedge, said drones...
Ballwedge?
B-O-L-L-W-A-G-E.
Cool.
Mayor of Elizabeth, New Jersey, Chris Ballwedge, said drones will fly around the city broadcasting the automated messages threatening one. It's like at the airport. What was the one at the airport?
No parking in the white.
Yeah. Oh my God. Okay, yeah. We get it.
Hey, that'd be cool to promote your shows like the Blues Brothers did, except from a drone. Like the Blues Brothers.
Oh, $1,000 fines they really like these $1,000 fines using recording the mayor's own voice. Okay.
Wow. See, the mayor's into it, having his own voice out there.
All right, we're almost done with the items of interest for this week. So we'll get right through them. This is retail sales. 8.7% lower in March than a year earlier, the biggest drop since the Commerce Department began tracking the dates in 1992. The collapse did not hit all retailers evenly. Grocery stores sales actually rose 26.9%, and internet sellers saw a 3.1% growth. Wow. In a rocky start to the corporate earnings season, J.P. Morgan Chase first quarter profit tumbled 69%. And the bank set aside a whopping $6.8 billion to cover potential losses on loans to consumers and businesses struggling to stay afloat during the coronavirus shutdown. Wells Fargo profits also fell by 89%. I don't know who's banking at Wells Fargo. My God. United Airlines and Delta have approached their credit card partners about selling airline miles ahead of schedule to raise cash. All right, they're in trouble. No, the planes are empty. And the insurance company Allstate has cut car insurance premiums for April and May by 15% because cars are being driven less. Allstate says it will return more than $600 million in premiums. I'll believe it when I see it. 10 U.S. airlines reached a deal this week for $25 billion bailouts, said so-and-so and so-and-so and so-and-so and so-and-so and so-and-so. With strings attached. As much as 30% of the cash infusion will arrive in the form of loans to be repaid over 10 years. Payouts on contingent on the airlines reframing from furlough employees and not issuing dividends or buying back their stock until late 2021. The government is also getting stock warrants equal to 10% of the amount carriers receive. That will give the U.S. an equity stake in the airlines. And Russia and Saudi Arabia have decided to call it quits and stop the war on oil. It's got too much oil. Some crew members of stranded cruises have already been laid off. This is a good one. Some crew members on stranded cruises have already been laid off, but have no way to get home or disembark, said so-and-so and so-and-so and so-and-so. The U.S. has extended its no-sail order for cruises until July and prohibited anybody on board from taking a commercial flight or public transportation to get home. That has left nearly 80,000 workers on 100 ships still at sea off the East Coast, West Coast, and Gulf Coast. It's not as bad as it sounds. Wait till you hear it. And waiting on the cruise lines to make alternate arrangements. One crew member has been aboard the Norwegian Pearl for nearly a month without passengers, and her contract was terminated 2 weeks ago.
Oh, no.
But it's not all bad. Non-essential crew on Royal Caribbean's Brilliance of the Sea are being paid until April 25th, after which they will be treated as guests.
Oh, that's cool.
No work and no pay, but free food,
Nice.
accommodations, and internet.
Oh,
I'd go take one of those suites. They'd have to throw me out of one of those suites. You know, those expensive suites they have for wealthy people? They'd have to find me in there. Oh, you can't stay in here. You got to take the lower. You know. What are you doing in here, Holtzman? What are you doing? There's nobody in here. What, are you just going to leave it empty?
exactly.
You can't be in here. You're fired. Well, you
July
already
1st.
fired me, you know.
Yeah.
We're already on quarantine. I'm
work-
not working. My contract, you know.
You work for me now.
I hate cruise ships. Do you guys like cruise ships?
No.
Check this out. This it reminded me of something a couple years ago when there was, if you look at the TV, there was a tour of Italy, like a cruise ship that overturned, and some people died and stuff. Check out this uncomfortable product placement that happened. Like,
With no clothes, nothing. Just
It's an Olive Garden first, but it won't last long. Create your own tour of Italy, starting at...
Isn't that ridiculous?
Yeah.
Oh,
Olive Garden commercial after an Italian.
I think that was the ship where the guy. It was
The
his
Italian-
first. Yeah, it was his first job as the captain. He got promoted to actually be the captain, and he ran this ship into the rocks because he was too close to the shore, trying to show off, and people perished. I mean, the water.
good.
If you
Not good.
Water is a very dangerous thing.
Yeah. You can't just turn the wheel and it moves. I mean, that vehicle or that vessel keeps moving
Well,
forward.
what I mean is being in the water.
Yeah.
It's dangerous.
Very dangerous. I was on the swim team. I know how dangerous it is.
I'm drinking a bottled water right now.
Super dangerous. What's more dangerous, water or hot chocolate?
Yeah, this is about the safest water you can get is just drinking it out of a bottle. God, the temperature will kill you.
Yeah.
All right, we got 2 obituaries today for items of interest. I don't know if we want to listen to them. If you guys do, you can tell me. The great songwriter John Prine
John Prine.
and the race car driver Sterling Moss, 91, and John Prine was 74. I'll just read the last paragraph of John Prine. I think everybody's... Prine turned out records at a brisk pace throughout the 1970s, said so-and-so and so-and-so. After moving to Nashville, he slowed his output in later years, especially after being operated on for stage 4 neck cancer in 1998. Surgery that changed both his appearance and his voice.
What a pain in the neck.
Formerly something of a hellraiser, he settled down after marrying his 3rd time and becoming a father at age 48, said the so-and-so and so-and-so. In a late career twist, he achieved the biggest success of his career with a 2018 album, The Tree of Forgiveness, which reached number 5 on the pop chart. I gotta say, there's no better feeling than having a killer song in your pocket, he said last year, and you're the only one in the world who's heard it.
That's cool. I remember reading that quote.
I'm going to read the last paragraph of racing car legend Sterling Moss.
Joe Diffie.
Yeah. His famous song, Richard Pryor, was... John
Prine?
John Prine was... what was his signature song again? This is the dead air portion of the show, ladies and gentlemen. Stand by.
See, now Redband's showing Joe Diffie. He also passed away. He was a country music artist. He had a lot of great songs. I don't know if you ever got into the country music scene, but...
They almost look alike, don't they? Moss's racing career was cut short by a near-fatal 1962 crash which resulted in a month-long coma, said so-and-so and so-and-so. After leaving the racetrack, Moss made a handsome living investing in real estate and charging for personal appearances. Basically, he said, I'm an international prostitute. His name remained so famous in Britain that traffic police there still sometimes ask speeding drivers, who do you think you are, Sterling Moss?
Wow.
Moss, who was
Mario Andretti?
Moss, who was knighted
Richard
in
Petty?
2000, was once posed the sad question. His answer, Sir Sterling Post, please. Those race car drivers, they're kind of, they live quite colorful lives, don't they?
Yeah.
Okay, here's a little bit of wisdom. I know this is Redband's favorite part of the show.
Bring it on. Bring on the wisdom.
Okay. We do not have to become heroes overnight. Just a step at a time. Meeting each thing that comes up. Seeing it as dreadful as it appears. Oh, I'm butchering the first one. I want to apologize to anybody that's listening to this right now. I'm going to start again. I'll be held after class. Redband's going to have me write on the chalkboard. Remember those big blocks in kindergarten?
Yeah.
The big blocks? They were big blocks.
Yep.
Remember those big
Yeah.
blocks? I never played with them really, but they were there. Remember those big blocks?
Yeah.
And did they tell you to put your head on the table in quiet time?
Yep.
So the teacher could do something?
Masturbate.
I don't know what they did.
I mean, they had a room full of 30-year-old, or there was like 30 Brian Holtmans, Redbands, and Darren Carters.
I get enough sleep at home. I really don't need a nap right now. What do I look like? What do I look like? I'm 75 years old. I need a nap.
Yeah, you want to move around.
I mean, this is
You're a
how
kid.
life is
You gotta
going to
have
be.
the
People are
energy.
going to be telling me to take naps. Stupid. All right, let's try it again. We do not have to become heroes. This is like, reading is like driving a motorcycle. When they say when you're making a turn on a motorcycle, you don't want to look down.
Yeah.
You want to look above the curve and
Yeah.
into the future.
Yeah.
So
Scan ahead and you want to like lean.
So I need to learn how to scan ahead when I read these some of these things. We do not have to become heroes overnight. Just a step at a time. Meeting each thing that comes up, seeing it as not as dreadful as it appears. Discovering that we have the strength to stare it down. That makes sense. Eleanor Roosevelt. Bless Eleanor Roosevelt. She was the first lady to die for that one. She was into a lot of things.
I just had a thought, man. You know what? I think you'd be a great actor. But here's what would probably hold you up. You go into the audition room, they give you the script, they say, let's do some cold reading, and you're trying to make...
Oh, that's where you get the job.
And they're going to be like, this guy can't. But it's not... I think that you would be a great actor.
But you have to prove it to them in the audition.
Just by reading that...
Unless they know who you are, they're not going to say, get out of here.
Yeah.
That's why they say a lot of actors are just,
Good at cold reading, I guess.
they're they need writers. they need writers. They wouldn't be able to.
They're like an empty. What do I need to? Yeah, I don't
You
know.
know,
Empty chalkboard.
They're a handsome-looking picture on a wall, and their breath smells, and they walk funny. Anyway, okay, so that was a good one. We understood that one. Growth for the sake of growth is the
Iodine? I have no idea.
ideology.
Ideology.
It's a tongue twister. It's a tongue twister.
Toy boat, call back. Toy boat.
Growth for the sake of growth.
That's a beautiful actress. Oh, it's Eleanor Roosevelt.
Oh, yeah. She was a good one. Ooh. She was a good one.
As Ariel is in the business.
She was smart. She does a lot of good things for a lot of different organizations. You know, it's just...
Eleanor Roosevelt.
Growth for the sake of growth is the ideology of the cancer cell. Wow. Growth for the sake of growth is the
Growth for the ideology
of the cancer cell. Well, okay. All God's children are not beautiful. Most of God's children are, in fact, barely presentable.
Wow. Who said that?
I like that. Fran Lebowitz, the author.
No, I don't like that at all. Come on, man.
Well, you got kids. You got an Armenian wife. You're not going to like anything.
Come on.
You know, you're politically correct, you know.
Adopted.
Come on. I'm adopted. And children are beautiful. Come on, man.
Let's read that one again.
She doesn't probably have kids or something.
All God's children are not beautiful. Most of God's children are, in fact, barely presentable.
No.
That's great.
I disagree.
Well, they're pushing their face against the glass when you're trying to eat lunch at a restaurant. And their dirty little hands. The airline, you get in the airplane and the window's all messed up because they're smudging it with their little dirty hands. Yeah.
Make some good arguments, by the way.
I feel that I feel that it is healthier to look out at the world through a window than through a mirror.
Oh, I like that.
Otherwise, all you see is yourself and whatever is behind you. So
That's
what?
good. Now, who said that? That's good.
You like it?
Yeah, who said that?
It's kind of obvious.
Yeah, it's better to look out a window than a mirror, because a mirror, you're just seeing yourself and what's behind you, looking backwards.
Yeah,
in the
I know,
past.
but everybody knows that.
That's good. But somebody said it and wrote it down and quoted, it's probably
Yeah, but it's kind of basic. You know, we all know that. Who wouldn't rather look out a window than look at a mirror? You know, I know what you're saying, but I'm saying, you know, it's
Who said that?
It's like, duh. Remember in school when you went, duh, duh, duh.
But you know what, though? We're like three dudes. Like, of course we like looking out windows, but hot chicks probably like looking in mirrors, you know?
Well, they have to keep up their appearance.
Who said that, though? I want to know who that quote is.
All right, I'll tell you who said it.
Somebody really smart.
Oh, here it is. Adam Eget. Who said this quote? Bill Withers.
Oh, Bill Withers.
Yeah.
Ain't no sunshine.
We just lost him last week. Here's another one. There's two more. Money is, in some respects, life's fire. It is a very excellent servant, but a terrible master. P.T. Bonham. Yeah, you got to watch out. Like the people who win the lotto, and then they're broke. It's like that guy Hammer. Remember Hammer Time?
Yeah, MC Hammer.
He had like all the money in the world, and he had an entourage of like 400 people that needed to be fed. They needed to have places to live. He bought horses.
Yep.
The worst thing you want to do is buy a horse. You know what the upkeep on a horse is? And he bought more than one horse. I mean, he was broke. He was broke. Cheetos.
Oh, there he is.
Well, maybe he's not broke now.
Remember we talked about being a one-hit wonder? Not that he was a one-hit wonder, but once you're
he was huge.
Once you're out there, people keep using you decade after decade.
Hammer time.
I mean, I thought of him when this coronavirus thing took off. I thought his song should be, you can't touch this. Do. Can't touch this.
Oh, man.
It popped into my head. Look at that. Cheetos.
Okay, and the last one is, that's what children are for. That's what children are for, that their parents may not be bored.
Is that all the whole quote was that?
That's the items of interest.
That's what children are for, that their parents will be bored.
Chocolate time. Get your chocolate. Get your spicy chocolate here.
Ice cream here, ice cream.
All right, so you guys just doing a little piece of that chocolate, right?
No, I guess we're going to have to.
Yep.
You do it, man.
Teeny little piece. Come on, Darren. You can do a little teeny piece. You know how many people are going to click on this video? Just do your podcast title right after you do it.
Pocket Party Podcast.
I'll get you guys some extra waters. Here's an extra water, whoever needs it.
Okay, here goes.
Let me look. All right. Go, Brian.
Oh my God.
You got to give it a chance.
Dude, that's harder than a battery. You know when you stick your tongue in a battery?
Wow, that's hot. You got to give it a chance.
Dude, I did.
The hottest chocolate in the
don't
world.
wanna,
Holy cow.
Woo!
My eyes are tearing up. Oh.
Wow. That's no joke.
Skulky, I'm
That is
wearing
no
diapers.
joke.
Man. Amazon, huh?
Dude, that's hot.
Wow.
That is really hot. I'm not even kidding. Like, you know, like sometimes you get the hot salsa at the
You
Mexican.
just licked it. You didn't even try
I put it on my tongue and it came right out, man. That was just, that's no joke.
man,
I ain't trying to be a
that's
tough
hot.
guy here. That's not good.
Now,
I know me. I sweat and cough and I might choke. I don't want to. Wow. Who does that? Who likes that?
some
It's
people.
got to be just for novelty reasons.
How
only.
long is this? How long is my mouth going to be on fire, Redban?
Are you okay? I mean, dude, you don't want to go to the emergency room over.
You were about to say I don't look good, huh?
No, you look
No,
good.
I know
look
what you were
good.
going to say. You were saying.
You look good.
All right, this is a letter. This is a letter that I wrote to my mother when I was in
Did
the
you
Air
swallow
Force.
that? Did you swallow that?
Yes, I didn't spit it out. Do you see me spit it out? And it's very strong too because where is the pack?
It's right there.
Look at this is. I only took a little bit,
A teeny piece.
and it is. I can feel my mouth burning, and I can
Yeah.
feel it that right about here too.
In your chest.
This is probably a cure for the coronavirus. This probably would kill any virus that you ever had. Wow. Thanks for that. What are you gonna get next week? Apples with razor blades in them?
Have you done? Would you ever do that again?
No, I think once is enough.
Yeah. You're not doing
It's
that.
not
again.
something. It's not something like a Hershey's Kiss that you can eat more and more. You know.
There's not even. I don't even taste the
Did
chocolate.
Janice like it?
She thought it was very hot also.
Wow. Did you? Have you had more than one?
I've had it a couple times, yeah.
What happens? You like forget, and you're like, I'll do it again.
No, I mean, I think it's hot, but I don't, it's not the end of the world. It's not like spit it out.
He'll
after licking
survive,
it. Yeah,
yeah.
he'll survive.
Yeah.
Come on, Darren. You got to eat a whole piece.
No, I kind of did, and I'm
No, you
I'm
didn't.
cool with that.
Okay.
Thank
This
you.
is a letter that I wrote my mother when I was in the Air Force in Okinawa. I think you'll
A lot
enjoy
of
it.
letter writing going on back then.
My mother was nice enough to type it out and send it to me.
Recently, she did.
No, this is 1984. Okay. I'll try not to butcher this. Okay. This is a letter I'm writing to my mother, so know that. Okay. I guess it doesn't say it here, but I guess it says, hello, Mom.
Hello, Marta. Hello, Father. Here I am at Camp Granada.
How come you're always late? You live close by. We start this at 3 p.m. How come you always have to stroll in a little bit late?
You know what it is? I think I eat
Don't you live
lunch.
close by?
I know. I think in my mind, I think it's closer than it really is. And then I get here, and by the time I park and walk in, you're right. I'm usually like, well, you're in the Air Force.
My
though, so
nose
you're
is
like-
running a little bit now.
Yeah, because I walked in at 3:03, and you're right.
There
I
you go.
was technically late, but
Hey, Brad.
you know,
Thank you, buddy.
ooh, rich guy, lots of toilet paper.
Toilet paper. Wow,
Hey,
you don't
take
see
that to the
that.
strip club.
Yeah.
Very smart man with a big dick gave me that roll of toilet paper.
What? Very smart man.
That was me. I'll take it. Okay. Let's
Was
get.
it fiery when you blew up that nose? Is your nose on fire now?
Oh my gosh.
Graham sends me this box, Russell Stover Candies, chocolate-covered mint patties. This is not the first time she has done this. So I say, great. I love them and I can't wait to eat them. I mean, mint patties are the best. On the side of the box, I read, only the finest. At this point, my mouth starts to water, and I think of what to drink with them. I rush to open the box, and what do I see? 3 damn granola bars. I hate granola bars. I would really like to know who is eating the mint patties, because I'm sure not. Where on earth does she get empty Russell Stover candies with no mint patties in the box? Did Russell Stover go into the empty box business? Does she eat them in Bay Ridge and then stick those damn granola bars in the box? She could go to jail for that. Maybe it's the postman, but I doubt it. He could buy his own Russell Stover mint patties. What kills me is the little white soft paper that comes in the empty box. Everything is there except the delicious mints.
Who sent you the box? Grandma?
Graham. Yeah.
Graham.
Graham always sends me these granola bars, and I don't have the heart to tell her I hate them. I do try to like them. I take a bite and then look for a hungry friend, dog or cat. I feel like a redneck eating them. Go out in the yard and gather some leaves, some stones, some small stones, some twigs, and maybe a few acorns. Put them all in your mouth at the same time, and that is what a granola bar tastes like.
Oh, dude, especially back in 1984.
Yeah, 1984 granola bars had to be the
Those
worst.
sucked. I remember that.
I thought so. I
Yeah,
thought
they're
so.
not like modern day. It's like a candy bar.
It prompted me to write this letter.
Yeah, oh man,
I'm going to have another piece of chocolate.
Yeah, the old bait and switch, 1984.
Mom, if you could tell Graham that granola bars, when given to laboratory rats and young men in the Air Force, in large doses causes cancer. They are eaten by the Mooners every day. Remember the Mooners?
Yeah, the
Those
Moonies?
Korean, the Moonies?
Yeah.
No.
The Korean,
Moonies.
there was some Korean cult following. They used to, there was some cult. Remember the
Yeah, the Moonies.
The Moonies.
Unification movement?
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
I haven't even heard of it.
Yeah, they were some nutty people.
Oh, wow.
It's like a religious cult, sort of like, I guess,
Like a mafia.
Scientology,
Oh, I see.
perhaps, or some organization that you don't want to join.
Why were they named the Moonies, though? Because, I mean, I always thought that was a racist term for Asians, calling them Moonies. Like, I guess it wasn't based off moon faces?
I guess
Faces.
that was the leader's last name, Moon, I guess.
Ah.
I'm being
So that-
followed
so,
by a moon.
So they called it the Moonies. And there they are. They get mass weddings. Look at all those people.
Wow.
And they all look like they're possessed somehow. They don't look too happy. God, how do
Yeah,
you...
they look crazy.
Jeez. You'd rather send your kids off to that than to some expensive college, though. If you had kids, send them to a cult. If my kid said, "Hey, I'm in a cult. I'm not going to see you ever again," I'd say, "Well, all right, have a good time."
Have you heard of the Moonies?
Okay, back to the last paragraph of the letter. Forces in large cause can. They are eaten by the Moonies every day. Tell her Lawrence Welk hates them, or something. Maybe they used to watch Lawrence Welk. My mother and my grandmother every Sunday was Lawrence Welk, and
yeah.
what were the sisters called? The Lennon
the Lennon sisters.
The Lennon sisters.
Yeah.
You go, thank you.
It was a
And the
different-
bubbles would come up,
Oh,
and they'd all wear
man.
like tuxedos. And
And the
bell
singing and
bottoms
dancing. Oh, they loved Lawrence Welk.
Yeah.
God, they loved Lawrence.
Lawrence
Welk.
Welk. And Hee Haw. Did you guys ever watch Hee Haw
Oh, yeah.
on Saturday nights?
Just for the
Yeah.
tits.
It was great, right? The big
Oh,
boobs,
man.
the funny jokes, the good music.
Hee-haw girls.
Yeah.
Tell her Lawrence Welk hates them or something. Maybe they are made by Marinol slaves. Marinol is that religious group. She used to send me the Marinol magazine. The missionaries, Marinol, slaves. Anyway, I had to get it off my chest. It's like the carrot and the jackass or the rabbit and the greyhound, whatever that means. Well, I will write soon again and do see what you can do about the granola bars and who is eating the mints. When I finish this letter, I will write Graham and tell her how much I like granola bars. Take care and say hello to everybody for me. Love, Brian. Now, and this is true, because you get the box and you think, so you're thinking about, I'm going to get some milk, maybe I'll get a Coke. And, you're in the barracks, you get this box, you think it's the Russell Stover mint patties. Everybody knows Russell Stover makes some good chocolates.
Right.
I open the box and it's granola bars. So I was really pissed off, Everybody gets pissed off and they get to look forward to eating something. It's like back on Long Island when you tell the guy at the deli, roast beef hero, mayonnaise and lettuce and tomatoes, salt and pepper. And then you drive away without checking it, and you get to the park or wherever and there's no mayonnaise on the hero. So you spent like $8 on a roast beef hero, or $12 from a nice deli, and the guy behind the counter didn't put the mayonnaise on there. Mm-hmm. It gets you pissed off.
Yeah, it ruins the whole sandwich.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's Russell Stover. So what my mother did is she sent my letter to the Russell Stover Company.
Oh, really? That's smart.
And this is the letter. That,
Wow.
That's awesome.
This is the letter that I got back. See, all letters are not apology letters, ladies and gentlemen.
That's great.
So this is the letter. I thought this would be good for the podcast. This is Russell Stover Candies, 1004 Baltimore Avenue, Kansas City, Missouri, 64105. Telephone 816
All right.
842. Anyway, this is April 9th, 1984. And it's written to Senior Airman Brian Holtzman, so-and-so and so. And here it goes. Dear Brian, we received a most humorous letter from your mother concerning your grandmother's failure to deliver the ingredients of our famous Russell Stover Candies.
That's awesome.
Chocolate-covered mint patties. I can understand how granola bars can get old after a while. We are sending a complimentary box of those mint patties and also a box of our assorted chocolates. I hope that your grandmother does not intercept this shipment. All that I ask is that you or one of your friends eat them, and I hope the candies arrive in good condition.
Nice.
Please enjoy a taste of only the finest. I hope you always remain a Russell Stover Candies customer.
That's great.
Sincerely, Russell Stover Candies Incorporated, Scott H. Ward, Vice President.
Wow.
That's awesome. Let me get a zoom in on that. That's pretty sweet. Look at that. That is so cool, dude.
That's how you write a letter. Isn't that beautiful?
You should send that to them now and try to get a second box. Now, did they send you a box and did it come in good shape?
Oh, yeah. We got all the candies. They sent the candies.
That's great.
And so that was happy.
That's very cool, Russell Stover.
I like that.
Me too.
See, now people would send an angry tweet and they'd tag him in it, and it'd be, this is better. I like the way this was done.
Yeah. That's funny.
Yeah, it was funny.
Well, there's a lot of people. Mostly everybody in this country is like this. It's just that the social media perhaps gives these the lower common denominator personalities a voice that they didn't have before. Your mother, you can tell people who come from good parents. Your mother always told you, if you have nothing nice to say, you don't say anything. It's like the truest thing in the world. Nobody likes bad news. Nobody likes negative,
Yeah.
But today, people feel free to say bad stuff. So, what do you have to say for yourself, Darren?
I want to say thank you for having me on again, and people love.
Well, what's going on in your life?
Oh.
Do you update us on how you're handling this
dude,
coronavirus and the separation from your family?
I'm doing
the
good.
trips back and forth to the farm in Bakersfield?
Yeah,
You must have something to say.
Oh, let me tell you this. I got to do some really basic.
I don't have the time right now.
Okay.
Darren. Go ahead.
Okay, I did some really, I was going to say, like earlier, we're talking about technology and this and that and the frustrations that can come along with it. Like I was trying to get you to copy and paste something and you were like, all right, talk me through. And I'm like, you just got to hold it down, it'll copy it, then you paste it. Listen, I did something really old school last week. I fixed a wheelbarrow. I took the wheelbarrow wheel off and put a new wheelbarrow wheel on. And I had never done that before. But there was something really satisfying about taking just a pair of pliers.
Where did you do this? Up at the farm?
Yeah, up at the farm, yeah.
Wow, I think I got...
Yeah. Uh-oh, some chocolate in your eye?
The chocolate
Dude,
is burning
yeah.
my cornea. My left cornea is on fire right now. Do you see flames coming out of my face?
Don't touch your eye.
Don't touch your eye. Do you want to go
Now
wash
you're
your
telling
hands?
me.
Do you need to go wash your hands?
No.
Okay.
That's all right.
So, yeah.
Well, I want to read something else. You didn't tell me not to touch my eyes, Redman.
Yeah. I touched my... You know what? That's smart because I didn't think I touched the chocolate. And I touched my face. My face is burning.
This is for everybody who's suffering through this coronavirus and this quarantine. I thought it was worth rereading. It's 2 paragraphs long, and I think it's pretty good. It's by a gentleman named
You're blinking a lot, dude.
William Falk. William Falk, Falk. And I think this is just a great thing. I think Buddhists are taught to meditate on their own deaths, to visualize the end and reflect on its inevitability. Help me out.
Inavailability? Innovative?
No, when it's going to happen.
Inevitably?
Inevitably.
Inevitably.
God, I can't speak today.
Inevitably. It's a hard word. Inevitably.
Reminding yourself of your mortality isn't a morbid exercise. It serves as a spiritual face slap, meant to heighten your apprehension of the current moment, to put some small worries and irritations into perspective, to wake you to the reality that our time here is limited. The coronavirus pandemic is not a drill. It has brought great suffering and death to humanity. But if we are to extract any value or meaning from this scourge, it must be the clarity it can provide about what really matters. Hiding out from the virus at home is terribly frustrating. Still, I've noticed a greater sweetness in everything not denied me. My love and appreciation for my cellmates, my wife, Carla, and my dog, Teddy.
Did you say cellmates? Is he in prison?
Well, if you're quarantined.
Oh, yeah. You're okay. Not figuratively.
Yeah, figuratively. This is not a prisoner. My dog, Teddy, have been enhanced despite the 24/7 togetherness. Our grown daughter's texts and phone calls are even more precious than before, bringing little heartbursts of relief and affection. Fondness floods me when I see friends and coworkers' faces on Zoom. Food, even a third day leftover, is more delicious now that I acquire it at some risk, without any certainty it will be there tomorrow. The buds, the blossoms, and the bird song of spring are more thrilling this year. Their promise of renewal more desperately needed. The other day I was bicycling to get some air and light. I found that every runner and cyclist I passed gave a cheery wave, rich in fellow feelings. And one woman jogger smiled at me, a stranger, with such genuine warmth, I was startled. "Hi," she called out as I rolled by in recognition of our shared predicament. Escaped prisoners trying to wring some joy from a spring day. How can we feel gratitude at this dark time amid a planet-wide crisis unlike any of our lifetimes? How can we not? Nothing, we've been reminded, is guaranteed. Nothing should be taken for granted.
Amen.
I thought that was an uplifting thing for the people that are all going through this, because some people are not, they're just, they're at their wits' end. So if that helps anybody out there. Redban, I want to thank you again for a dynamite episode. And that was episode 22, I think, huh?
Yep.
All right. See you next time.
Thank you,
Hang
buddy.
in there. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Take it easy, guys.